Hello. We are going to see the Fibonacci series here. A Fibonacci series is nothing but a set of numbers where each time the result is calculated by adding the previous two numbers. So, the third term onwards, there is an automatic generation of the terms. You may wonder how? Then, I'll show you here how the series proceeds and how we can use the same set of numbers to go ahead again and again. The first two terms are given with values 1 and 1. Look at this explanation here. The third term is created by adding the first two terms. If I color it green, then after the third term has been calculated and printed, here we can bring the first term where the second term is waiting. So if I bring the first term over to the place where the second term is and the second term to the place where the third term or the latest calculation is, then once again I'll be able to calculate the third term by adding the new two terms. That means I can say that third term is this time made by adding these two terms where those two must have got faded by now because they are no more going to stay after the new value has come in them. Now, after this is done, this term 3 is also faded away. So the new terms are created and once again the new terms can be created by bringing term 1 to the place where term 2 is and term 2 to the place where term 3 is. That is, here we will have to make, once again, how will we make? We will make term 2 what term 1 is supposed to be. And that is not to be in this color shade. That one is supposed to be in the other color shade, which is blue. The blue color is only an indicator that I am here, and the second term is supposed to come where the result is. So this is again an indicator using the color maroon, and therefore the last one, which is term 3, will be now result of the previous two. The previous two can be used to find the sum this time. Okay, now let us look into the program and see how the program is going to work accordingly. In the program, we put term 1 as 1, term 2 as 1 and term 3 as 0 to start with. As many terms are there, that has to be input. So input the total number of terms and then start printing. Printing will have to be done from term number 3 onwards because the first two terms have got nothing to do. So the term 1 and term 2 gets printed directly, and from the third term onwards we are performing some calculation. The calculation is the addition of term 1 and term 2 and then print it and then modify. Modify term 1 by bringing term 2 in it and modify term 2 by bringing the third term, that is the sum, in it. Now when it will go back, when the loop goes back for the next term, which is term number 4, there the modified terms will come. That means term 1 and term 2 with the changed value. That means 1 and 2 will come and make the next. In this way, if you notice, the terms are going to get created every time using the previous two values. Now I'll run this program and show you how the execution is going to take place. Okay? Wait. I'll click on the class to make the object. Then I'll click on the object and run it for maybe the first 10 terms. This is going to end and let us see. What do I see? I see the terms getting created and printed. Let us look at how it is happening. It is happening in this way. The first two terms are getting printed from here. and the third term is getting printed by the sum of the first two, that is 1 plus 1. Then term 1 is coming over to where the previous term 2 was. That means term 1 is becoming 1 and term 2 is becoming 2. Their sum is 2 plus 1, 3. That 3 is getting calculated when loop is going back. And this 3 comes in term 3, gets printed. Then term 1 becomes this value, 2. With this 2 and term 2 becomes this 3. Therefore, when the loop goes back, term 3 is calculated using 2 plus 3, which is 5. And in this way, the loop goes round and round and the result gets created through term 3. Okay?